We should be streaming. And we'll wait to see if... And it says starting. So we are probably streaming right now. And this is probably the first few words you are hearing on this broadcast.
I'm Blink.
Yeah.
But until I see it go online,
Me one thing.
I'm not going to say anything about it. But yeah, Joe, if you could send me a link to when this actually goes up, that would be awesome.
Did you hear what Kanye West and Kim Kardashian named their kid? Named it Saint.
Oh, I thought it was Northwest.
Oh, no. I named it Northwest, but they had another kid named Saint. I'm like,
I
Interesting.
feel so sorry for them.
that's like Satan naming their kid Jesus or something. Like, this is...
Now, we are live, so, you know.
Oh, wow. Quiet. I thought we were starting. I thought it was like buffering or something.
No,
Oh,
it's
we have
go.
conversations rolling.
I did say that, though, for Joe to send me the link so I can send it out on Facebook
I'm
and
still
Twitter
waiting
real
to
fast.
get. I'm still waiting to get it up. I can't guarantee that we actually are
Well,
online
that's not a good problem to have. I mean, that's a...
at this point.
He missed it. He
Just
missed
keep
it.
refreshing my YouTube and see what we get.
Well, we've been live for a minute, according to this.
Fresh.
Oh, we're up.
Ah!
Hey!
I knew we were up
Yeah.
because it said it on the screen for me.
Hey, YouTube! It's Joe Donahue here.
Yes! Welcome to Phoenix qualifying, even though I don't think anybody's watching yet.
You gotta do some promotions.
Yeah, I gotta do all this ruthless self-promotion. So you want to send me that link, Joe?
Dude, I had to cut out my Phoenix track just to get some extra post board to make my Talladega track. This is sad. I'm that poor.
But you can't even go to Dollar Tree?
Dollar Tree.
So, David, you have to make money off of this. That's how you
Dollar.
live.
Where is... Oh, there it is. Oh, Brian sent it, and then Joe sent it. Brian got it first, so
Hey.
Joe gets...
Hey, Joe.
Alright, you get here.
Hi, YouTube. We're filming stuff.
Yeah,
for you
we're
guys.
on. We're on live. Is anybody in the chat yet? I'm not looking at it.
We are live.
Comments are disabled. Oh no, they're not.
I was about to say, no, no, I hope not.
I know it's showing the comments from yesterday night.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
No, there are some people here. Hey,
Can
all.
we all take a minute and listen to what Brian just said yesterday night? You mean last night?
Yes.
That's the same. It's like tomato, tomato.
Same scenario.
David Land.
Josh. Hey, it's Chester Chalupa right in the middle of the list.
Chester
What?
Chalupa. I hope
Oh,
Chester Chalupa's watching tonight. I really want to know the origins of that name.
Chester
Go,
Chalupa.
Chester
Real
Chalupa.
name.
Chester Chalupa Jr. He's one of
Wow.
3 juniors, I believe, in the field.
Yay, I'm not the only junior in the field. I feel,
Junior. Now
Junior!
we can't just shout that.
Yeah.
We can't just shout that.
Yeah, it won't mean anything. We'll be like, which junior are you talking about?
It says there are 2 people watching.
I'm one of them. Because
I am too.
Oh, Peyton Sweet is in. Minnie Hyper's in. Okay. Because Minnie Hyper's Eric Jones and Peyton Sweet is Peyton Sweet. So that's a thing.
Hey, let's start the session though.
Yeah, we should be It should start right off the bat. So welcome to Phoenix qualifying.
He thinks.
And we are green. A 30-minute qualifying session here. Welcome to Phoenix. I'm David Land in the booth along with Joe Donahue.
What is up, you jive turkeys?
Original Big Bry, a.k.a. Brian LaFleur Jr.
Glad to be here for once.
Yeah! And Pit Lane Buddy,
Yes, sir.
who will be
That's
giving
me.
us pit lane
Can't wait to see
reports
this action.
from the pit lane. Hang on, I'm going to move some things around on my desktop, so it's going to make the thing slow down for a second. And now, Luke Bradley is the first man to take to the track in car number 6 for Newman Haas Racing, followed out by Chris Aurelio and Josh Pottinger. So we are green. And somebody please get a lap speed converter up so we can keep track of what the pole speed is
10-4, that is a copy.
as we go on.
Looks like Joe's got that under control.
There's Trey Bartow coming out onto the circuit, Jackson Austin. Very busy here on the first lap.
Everybody wanted to get out quick, get those laps in early, see what they can do throughout the course of this session to make their cars faster.
And the first lap has been logged. Josh Pottinger is on the pole position right now at a 21.4. Kyler Boggs jumps up to second. Chris Aurelio is third at the moment. And now Jake Gordon jumps to the top with a 21.1.
21.196. Is that accurate? That's a 169.84 mile per hour lap right there.
169 miles an hour. Now in practice, the top time was, I believe, a 174, right?
Yep, that's about right.
That was set by John Ford. So, I mean, we are still in the early days here. I saw the Rahal car out there, and there we go, Kyle Cuthbertson. And Matt Faust pulls out in front of him. That's going to hurt his lap time quite a bit there.
Strategy from Donahue Race Team right there.
So, Brian, you were watching the live stream last night, but you weren't participating in it. So what did you think about what you saw last night and what you're seeing right now?
Well, I thought yesterday was really laid out very well. We did saw some very interesting speeds that we're probably going to see here today in qualifying. Hopefully we don't see any contact issues like we had yesterday with Chris and Robbie Noonan.
Yes, sir, and we've got a new pole sitter right now. It's Sky Commons, and he's the first man into the 20s, 20.808. For Sky Commons, Peyton Coyne Racing on top. Second place is John Ford right now. Third is Matt Faust. And fourth continues to be Jake Gordon for Walker Racing. Jumping
lap
up into
speed for the pole sitter currently is a 173.01 mile per hour lap.
Fantastic. Here's Brendan Littell in car number 49. This is a Honda-powered car. We know that's got a lot of horsepower under there. I believe he just started his qualifying attempt. So we are live. And I see Robbie in the chat. What's Robbie got to say? Shout out to Race Day 2011. He actually is the Grand Marshal for today's event, so good to see him.
That's special right there.
Oh, there's Kenneth Bueno. Hi, Kenneth. Kenneth Bueno.
Littell goes to 19th position. And there's Chalupa just behind Littell.
Wow, that is bump drafting.
Yeah.
Open wheel cars right there.
I'm not really sure what Chalupa's at after right now. Oh, they're both coming into the pits, that's why.
Ooh, that.
Okay.
You see how that plays out.
That was interesting.
That was a thing that happened.
What just happened? Who knows?
Joe Donahue out on circuit.
That's him, not me. Just kidding, that's me too. Let's kick butt. Let's go. Let's go. Andre Ribeiro.
And he goes to 6th position with that lap.
Not bad, not bad. Hey, early stages of the qualifying session. The guy who's up top right now, almost guaranteed not going to be the guy at the end, but not fully at the same time. We could see better. He did come close to the record from our practice, but there's plenty of room in between him and yesterday's #1 time.
Well, consider that most of the drivers, about on average, were completing about 50 to 60 laps in yesterday's practice session. You've only got 20 today, so you've really got to be on the ball as we see Mike West and Brian LaFleur Jr. out on the circuit as they begin their qualifying runs.
There is usually improvement in qualifying sessions with rFactor throughout the course of the time. They often they will work on their cars in between here, and they will increase its speed.
And that's the thing that is also going to be interesting is this is group qualifying. The draft is going to be playing a factor. If you can get a good draft or a good tow on one lap, you may qualify much better than you were expecting to. As I should give a shout out to Robbie Noonan. He just put his car up to 5th position, and I believe Jake Gordon bumped his way back up to 4th.
John Whitaker wants to know where you get your green light Indy cars, David.
I get them at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, but you can buy them online. Here's Peyton Sweet, who we know. Wait, what?
Meyer stores.
Yeah, at Meyer, yeah, a few Meyer stores. But Peyton Sweet is actually in the chat, so we're going to watch his qualifying run right now, see where he stacks up in the field. Matt Dierkel's here.
Hey, that's another map, you know.
Dylan just joined. Good to see you. And Sweet goes to 19th position on his first lap. Here's Johnny Bryant. I don't know if he's in the chat. He's usually in the chat, but we're going to watch the Walker Racing Valvoline car go to work here.
Fast car. I mean, it is a fast car. Walker Racing cars are usually pretty consistent. They have,
right.
They have good materials to work with.
Let's see where he stacks up. His teammate's 4th right now. Wow, he goes to 27th and immediately bumped to 28th.
Wow.
That's a slow time, really. 23.3.
That is very, very slow.
Wow. Yeah, they've missed the setup on that car. And as we see Josh Pottinger, he is making his way around. Where is he? He's 11th right now, but he's stuck behind Peterson, which is not going to help his lap speeds right now. He's got to get around him if he's going to make a run for the pole.
It will be helping Peterson now.
Well, from behind? I don't know.
Yes, it is going to help Peterson. It does help Draft from behind. The car in front, yeah, it benefits a lot. Oh, yeah. Oh, come on. How do you not know this?
Well, I don't know if that works in open wheel cars. I didn't know if it worked in open wheel cars or not.
Oh, yeah, it works.
A lot of cars coming out on circuit now. We got Luca James, Buddy Poli's in this group here. Luke Bradley. And Pottinger finally getting around. Now let's see him crank up that V6 power and see if he can't put in a flyer here. He's only 11th right now. So we're going to see what Pottinger has in store.
I talked to that Buddy Poli guy before he went out. They were very confident with their car, so I'm very interested to see how he runs on his flyer. See if he can't put up a number here.
Buddy Poli just went to 13th position after, and it was his first time on the circuit. So fun fact there, Matt Faust has gone to 2nd place with a 21.019.
Good lap for Donahue Race Tech. That's still Tasman Racing.
Tasman Racing doing a really good job. Both their cars 2nd and 7th right now, so very impressive. These two.
That's a strong team. We heard a lot of things about them in pre-race or a preseason. Some of those rumors and whatnot in the preseason that you always seem to hear. Faust and Donahue always work well together, but I think this may be the first time they've ever actually been teammates in any series that I'm aware of.
We do work really well together, I can definitely say that, and I'm pretty sure you're accurate about the teammate thing.
So I think this team definitely's got definitely going to be a big threat for this season if they can work well like that.
We're now following Eric Jones because the guy who is Eric Jones, the person who signed up is Eric Jones. I don't know if that's actually Eric Jones, but we're watching Eric Jones right now. This is the 2nd Menard car powered by a V6. You can hear him in the rev limiter down there on the end of the back straightaway. But he still has not improved his position yet.
I spoke to Eric Jones down in the paddock earlier. He was fresh off his Camping World Truck Series. Go ahead, Dave.
Well, that sounded like a good pit report. It was sounding good.
Yes, we all thought he was going to do the double duty, but in this case, this is a way more different retrospect.
I mean, it would make sense quite well. Done quite well in Phoenix. Really not. It's good information to know.
And Josh Pottinger has gone to the pole position with a 20.662 lap, and he did it in traffic. Wow.
Incredible.
20.662 is a 174.232 mile per hour lap. That's pretty close, if not beating yesterday's record.
Look at this traffic. This is unbelievable. And this is what we're going to see in the race, folks, so hold on to your hats.
Crazy race. Hell yeah.
I talked to Pumpkin before he went out, and that's one thing they really worked on. They worked on traffic, and I think that's why they're seeing such a quick time delay.
Hey, buddy, we didn't pick that up too well. Could you repeat that? That was a pretty good report there.
I spoke to Connor before he went out there. They were very intent on getting that car running well in traffic, and that was one thing they worked on a lot, and it seems to have paid off. That's why they're getting him run so well. One of the main things they focus on. I wouldn't be surprised if he's up there contending for the win.
And he's already completed his run, so 20 laps in the books for Pottinger, and he's on the point. So, I mean, this is it now. This is the mark to be set. 20.662. We're going to see if anybody can knock him off of there.
One of the problems
Speaking of the
with being
devil.
one of the problems with being done so early is you allow so much time for everybody else to outdo your time. Now, everybody else can come in and work on their setups and get their cars faster, but Pottinger is done for the day.
Well, I thought we were focusing on somebody who was going to do well there. It was John Ford, but he decided to peel off into the pits. He's going to have 2 laps remaining on his attempt. If he, well, actually, no. I think he's done at 18 laps. Uh-oh. Parts and pieces, and I'm not sure who that is.
I thought I saw materials.
It's Robbie Noonan.
I thought I saw.
Oh,
materials
and that
from
car has been
Cuthbertson.
upside down. I can tell you that. Something has been on top of it. Let's see what happened to Robbie Noonan. This is a replay. Kyle Cuthbertson has
I told
spun,
you. I knew it was Cuthbertson. I saw the
Oh, my
material
goodness.
from his car.
and the
Ooh,
first
this might-
major crash,
Oh my god.
and
that
it's
is a
Robbie
horrible
Noonan
crash.
going. Let's see if we can't get a full screen of this one. Full speed.
Hold your
screen,
breath,
full
people.
speed.
This is going to be a wild one. Phew.
That was a big one.
Oh my goodness.
My god.
But Robbie brought it back to the pits, so we assume that he will bring that car back out and attempt to qualify it. He's 10th right now on the charts. And I see someone making some moves here. It's Eric Jones. What were you saying, Joe?
I think we can do it. I think you can get that repaired and get back out there.
Eric Jones is 5th on the charts right now. He's completed 17 laps, so this is probably his last one.
Wow, he is flying.
He goes to P2, or goes to P1.
No,
That's
he
a pole
doesn't. He's
position.
number 1.
Whoa!
Let me pull up the chart. What do we got for time?
20.587.
587. We have a 174.867 mile per hour lap.
And that is, I believe, the fastest lap turn this weekend. And he knocks another 10th off of it. A 20.491.
491.
Team Menard came to play in qualifying.
686.
What was that? What was that speed? I missed it.
175.686 mile per hour lap.
The first man into the 175 mile an hour bracket is Eric Jones for Team Menard. And we've got a Team Menard lockout on the front row right now.
Impressive stuff from Team
How about
Menard.
that? Team Menard.
We now focus in on a guy who could be contending for it, Jake Gordon.
Walker Racing cars, they are consistent, and maybe not consistently number one, but I had my own little series that I wanted to test out these tracks with, and Walker Racing cars were the predominant cars that ended up at the top of the charts in championship points at the end of the season. That I did. That doesn't matter anyway, but it's good for Jake Gordon. So.
And he just got held up by his teammate. That's not going to make him very happy, I would imagine. And who I haven't seen out for a while is Sky Commons. Nothing seems to be wrong with the car. This is probably the wild card right here. Commons has been fast all weekend. Right now he's third. And as speak of the devil, here comes Sky Commons. Perhaps we are about to watch a pole run.
Hey, Sky Commons knows how to drive these IRA open wheel cars, let me tell you.
Yes, indeed.
He does. He's an IRA veteran himself, so he knows how to get around these cars very quickly. So we're going to see a good lap hopefully by this car right here.
He is the reigning IRA Brickles IndyCar Series champion, Sky Commons is. And Brian, you are the longtime member of the IRA in the booth. I believe you might be member number 3, if my count's correctly. I mean, how are you feeling about this series so far? How is it reflecting on the overall IRA right now?
I think this is like the new beginning of the IRA. It's like the IRA was like, I think this is going to be like the rebirth of the IRA now. I think the series is definitely going to live to its moments right here.
I love how you said that. That was absolutely beautiful, and that's exactly what we're shooting for with this rebirth, as you said, of the IRA. These new series coming in, replacing series that unfortunately haven't lasted the test of time, but it's what we're looking for in the IRA World Series.
It's bigger and better than ever, so it's definitely going to be worth the wait.
Look at Sky Commons running the bottom of the circuit. We haven't seen a lot of people running that, but it seems like, at least in my recollection, the Menard cars were running that on their fast laps. Perhaps the bottom lane's the fast one here at Phoenix.
Very much perhaps. Is Robbie Noonan back out on track? Yeah, Robbie Noonan's back out on track.
Excellent. Has he improved at all?
I think he just got it back out.
Oh, okay. I think that may be Axel Martinez Ramirez, who is in the other Penske car. We'll take a look. We'll update you on Axel. He's right now qualified 19th. He has completed all his laps, so he can only go down from there.
Well, then I was looking at our numbers for how many laps completed.
And Sky Commons
there.
just set, and that's a car that spun out on the track. It's Buddy Poley spun out in the dog leg.
Interesting.
So we're going to take a look at what happened there, as Sky Commons just ran his fastest lap, but now he's in traffic, so we're going to have to wait till he gets out of traffic. Let's see what happened to Brian LaFleur, or not Brian LaFleur Jr., Buddy Poley, trying to go around Brian LaFleur Jr. and spins the car, but a masterful piece of driving to keep it off the wall and keep it off of other cars.
That was a very ironic pass.
Sometimes we get into these situations, but a great save by Buddy Poley for sure. Credit,
absolutely.
And here's somebody we haven't talked about a lot, but he just went to P3. It's Jacob Cummings for Himmelgarn Racing. This guy's a partial season driver, and he just set a 20.717. He is closing in on knocking Pottinger off the front row. Pottinger, excuse me.
I talked to him before he went out, and he was very confident. They put all their blood, sweat, and tears into this car. Well, this is one of their big shots at making it.
And at the moment, I just saw it, Sky Commons has also lowered his time to a 20.755, but neither of these drivers, as of yet, has gotten onto that front row spot, though Commons has 4 more laps that he has in the bag to take over that spot. And again, he lowers his time to a 20.736.
Slowly closing that gap. So we'll see in these next few laps if he can get to that front row.
It's within 200ths of a second right now between Cummings and Pottinger. A 20.662 to a 20.685. This may be the lap that puts Jacob Cummings on the front row. No, he comes in the pits. Oh. Well, you know what? Maybe that may have been a good move. You know what? Here's the thing. Perhaps he felt that was all his car had, and now Sky Commons goes to P3 with a 20.666. Oh dear. But he is within 4 thousandths of a second away from getting on the front row.
That's a close number right there, and he's still got plenty of laps left, and I don't think he's going to.
And there it is, P2. P2 for Sky Commons, 20.648.
So now he just has to reel in that extra 0.2 of a second to get in that number 1 position.
And that's good to see that the Menard front row lockout will not stand. Though I'm sure for the Menard team, that's they were wanting that to happen, but it didn't.
For now, it looks like Eric Jones has this P1 right now.
Whoa! That was contact with Brian LaFleur. And that said, and Sky Commons said, you know what? We've got a race-winning car. We're going to pull it in after that.
It's not worth wrecking a race car that is capable of possibly producing a good finish. So good save by Sky Commons. Otherwise, that would have been pretty ugly.
Smart move by Sky Commons. That is an experienced driver right there. Who you can see things like this.
Absolutely
going on here. What's going on with Brendan Liddell? Everybody else has got like 13, 10, or finished, and Brendan's got 3 laps done.
I'm not sure.
Did he crash?
On that.
Well, let's see. He's got all his wheels.
Well, you know what? That's strategic, and that might benefit him in the long run.
So now we follow Brian LaFleur around. He's the one guy on the track, I believe, right now. He's 29th position. Not sure.
There are a lot of people who are done.
And Brian's coming in. So we've got
Brian's
6
done
minutes
too.
remaining in this session. We potentially have the grid right now, assuming that no one else goes out. Robbie Noonan is still got potential laps on the board, though his car could be damaged to the point where Marlboro Team Penske has decided that 12th is enough after that accident with Kyle Cuthbertson. And speaking of Kyle Cuthbertson, I believe that car was too damaged to continue as well. He's going to only log 13 laps. And then, of course, we've got the confusion with Brendan Littell, who's not also gone out. So we've got 3 guys who can potentially go out, but they may not. So Eric Jones right now, he's the pole man. And we're not going to spoil it too soon, but assuming that he holds on to it, we have our first pole sitter for the IRA IndyCar World Series.
Hey, that's a good thing to hold with you. You know, at least you got that far.
Now, of course, he is a full-season driver. In fact, the first 3 cars on the grid are full-season drivers. However, P4 is Jacob Cummings, and he is a part of what we are calling in this series the Clubman Cup. We gave the people who kind of signed up late and were not a part of the first 26 sign-ups the opportunity to compete in their own little championship, mini-championship within the IRA IndyCar World Series. And at the end of the season, the guy who competes in the Clubman Cup and scores the most points from the 2 races that they chose will be the champion and have a spot in next year's IndyCar World Series. So, you know, this is a very interesting prospect for this series. So we still wait to see if anybody goes out in the final 4 minutes. What'd you guys think of that qualifying session?
Well, it's a very good way to start our series off here, kick off the season with a live stream here. We've only got about 4 minutes remaining in this live stream, and then we will head off and bring back a video for you all of the race that you get to watch and enjoy. But it's been a great time here in Phoenix, and everybody out here, as much as some teams have been struggling and others have been dominating, everybody's enjoying themselves, and that's what we want.
Yes, sir. And Brian, this has been your first broadcast. Your second's coming up very soon. How are you feeling about what you've seen so far?
I'm feeling very confident about this race that we're going to be seeing very shortly. I think we're going to see some great racing. I think a lot of great teams are going to put all the effort they can to go out and hopefully kick off a good season start for this upcoming series.
And do we still have Pit Lane Buddy?
Yes, I've been strolling the garage as the track's been quiet, talking to some drivers. We're having a lot of fun, but there's a lot of guys who are not having too much fun here, but fully declined to comment. There are a lot of unhappy drivers who just really struggle, but one guy who's very happy right now, Edric Jones, with a very fast speed. He's hoping no one else gets out and he can get onto the pole, but it's been fun. I can't wait for the race.
And Buddy, in terms of like the attitude in the garage area, what is the feeling right now between Cuthbertson and Noonan? I know there was an accident out on the track there. Have there been any fisticuffs in the garage area between the two of them?
There's been any fist thrown, but I did see Noonan over there. He was none too happy, but looks like they got things resolved. Now whether they actually did or not, we'll find out here in a few minutes once we go back out on the track. The words were exchanged, good or bad, not quite sure. Definitely a little bit heated in the garage area. The attitude split in the middle. A lot of guys are happy, they're just happy they're running well. But a lot of guys are not too happy with the cars driving or other drivers for that matter.
So a minute and a half to go in the session, and it's looking more and more like Eric Jones is going to be your pole sitter today. And we know, of course, historically speaking, that the Menard cars, when they showed up in IndyCar racing, when they ran these V6 engines, more often than not, they were on the pole. So it's not really surprising that they are here, and they are here with force in the IndyCar World Series. A minute to go. It'll all be locked up. It's all but locked up for Eric Jones, driving for Team Menard at this point. A really exciting lap there, and I wonder if Pottinger kind of feels a little bit bad about going out in the traffic. I feel that kind of took away from his qualifying run a little bit.
You should kind of say it probably ruined his opportunity to get up front, but it still starts on the front row, so we're going to see how those Menards cars are going to do when this race kicks off. So.
And we are within 5 seconds, and we can declare officially that the first pole sitter for the IndyCar World Series, the IRA IndyCar World Series, is Eric Jones for Team Menard. Congratulations to Eric. Eric, it's fantastic to see him on the pole. And let's go through the grid, folks, and let's give a little bit of commentary in terms of what we saw from these drivers. Of course, starting alongside Eric Jones on the front row will be car number 19, Peyton Coyne Racing, Sky Commons, an IRA veteran. Hardly a surprise, right, guys?
Sky is a great competitor in all IRA series that he takes part in, and he's a good racer with these open wheel cars. I don't know what he's got going on there, but hey, it's a good thing to see. But he did get beat by a rookie to the series.
You just had to
Total
rub that
irony
in.
of that.
That just goes to show that this series is not going to be biased toward our returning names, because everybody here has equal cars, and that's going to make a difference.
Let may the best man win.
Very much so.
All right, so down through the rest of the field, just jump in if you guys have something to say. Josh Pottinger, the Canadian driving for John Menard, is third. Fourth is Jacob Cummings for Hemmelgarn Racing. He is the top qualifying Clubman Cup partial season driver. John Ford, who was on the top in the practice session we had, we didn't see that speed from him today, but perhaps we'll see it in the race. He drives for AJ Foyt. Alongside him will be Luca James, the first of the Ganassi drivers. Then Matt Faust, the top Honda performer. Jackson Austin will start alongside him. He is the teammate to boothmate Brian LaFleur Jr. Then you've got Jake Gordon, who we were focused in on quite a bit, and he qualified 9th. And then Chester Chalupa Jr. recovering from a massive accident in practice to qualify the Beck Motorsports car 10th. 11th.
Chester.
11th, Joe Donahue for Donahue Race Tech, a.k.a. Tasman Motorsports, alongside Robbie Noonan, where on the onboard you can see the roll hoop is completely in the camera shot. That's not where it's supposed to be, and he only got 10 laps because of that accident with another man that we're going to show in a bit. 13th was Wolfgang Stone for Ganassi Racing. He starts alongside Noonan, or not alongside Noonan. Odds are on the inside, David, remember that. Wolfgang will start alongside Chris Aurelio for Team Green, who will roll off 14th. Peyton Sweet is 15th. Buddy Poley, 16th. Kyle Cuthbertson, obviously heavily damaged number 9 car there. I know there's probably a bet in the comments that was just won there because Aurelio outqualified Cuthbertson. Hashtag IRA rivals. But then we've got Heinrich Axelrod, another Canadian, in 18th. 19th is Axel Martinez Ramirez for Penske Racing. Seto Kobayashi, the Japanese driver, in 20th. 21st is Kyler Boggs. 22nd.
I have to say that I was talking to Kyler Boggs before qualifying, and the team said they knew they weren't going to be competing for pole, but they were just going for the best that they could do.
Interesting there.
They did.
Move on to 22nd position, which is Tranks McIntosh in the third Penske chassis entry. Luke Bradley will start 23rd after being the first man to qualify for the IndyCar World Series. Vincent Peterson, the Italian driver, in 24th. 25th is Trey Bartow for AJ Foyt. 26th is Caleb Knobb. 27th is Mike West. 28th is Brendan Littell, who only did 3 laps in qualifying. A very strange strategy there. Brian LaFleur Jr. will start 29th, and rounding out the field will be Johnny Bryant in 30th position.
That's not where we expected to see that Walker Racing car, though.
No, it wasn't. That's probably one of the biggest shocks for today's race. But again, the race is going to be long, and I can't help but think there's going to be a lot of attrition. So, I mean, it's going to be a very interesting race. How about you guys give some predictions to the lovely folks at home before we go off air and film the race for everybody? Joe, your predictions in terms of your pick to win and what you expect to see from the race.
Well, I expect cautions from this race coming up. I would love to see a Tasman Motorsports car win, but I think realistically it might be a Menard car. Or it might be one of those Walker Racing cars.
All right. So very not very firm on his prediction. Brian, what do you think?
You can't call it. It's too close.
It's pretty unpredictable at this point, but I mean, who knows? We do got some favorites here, so who knows? I mean, I probably would say, those Menards cars do look fast. I mean, they're starting first and third, but I don't know. I think Tasman Motorsports, that they got something in the bag, because both cars are roughly in the top 10, both of them. So that's going to be something right there. But who knows what we're going to see. So.
And Pit Lane Buddy has been in the concrete jungle of Phoenix International Raceway. I will not call it Jeff Gordon International Raceway. But, Buddy, what do you think? How are you feeling this race is going to go?
Well, you mentioned the attrition rate's going to be high. I feel like the tempers are going to be flaring here after the race, especially after what we just saw in practice. But I think it's going to be a great race. I'm going to make a pick to win. I think Pottinger, the way he ran in traffic, I'm picking him. I think he's got a real good shot at it.
There you have it, a firm prediction from Pit Lane Buddy that Josh Pottinger is going to win at Phoenix. So we thank you guys so much for watching this broadcast of the IRA IndyCar World Series. Be sure to check out the results on Maps Race News and on the IRA website at iraracing.weebly.com. For Buddy Poley, Brian LaFleur Jr., and Joe Donahue, this has been David Land. We thank you guys so much for watching. We will be hoping to get this race up on Friday, but don't hold me to that too hard. So we thank you guys so much for watching this live stream. We appreciate all the comments and the interest in this series, and we're trying to make it a great one. So thank you guys so much, and we'll see you for the Copper World Classic at Phoenix.